It happened again today and it really took me back. I'm Joseph, this is Input English. Today I would like to relate an experience. Something happened today that very much reminded me of what happened to me decades ago. It was a very similar situation and it really took me back. The expression, "it really took me back," means that it evoked a very vivid memory. People are very alert to threats. This characteristic of humans has served us extremely well. In antiquity, the threats were to our very survival. Threats of violence, threats of being eaten by a predator, threats of starvation. So we evolved to perceive threats, anticipate threats, and respond to threats. In the 21st century, the threats that we perceive may be threats to our well-being rather than our very life. The threats may be to our future prosperity rather than our survival. When we perceive a threat, we have to analyze it. We have to figure out what it means. What does it mean for us? Do we have to run? Do we have to escape? Do we have to fight? Again, in the 21st century, a lot of the threats we perceive are more economic in their nature. Today, I was driving on the freeway in the Jeep, and everything was fine. I had been to the grocery store. I had gotten all the things on my list. I was feeling great. Everything is fantastic. The car was running well, no issues. And then rapidly I noticed a smell that I attributed to machinery, oil, hot oil, burning oil, and it got stronger and stronger. Now we smell things as we're driving down the road, but they often dissipate quickly and we don't give them a second thought. But this smell, this foul smell of hot burning oil or perhaps burning metal, got stronger and stronger. Now the car was running fine, but I did look down at the temperature gauge to see if the temperature was up in the danger zone, but it was not. It was right in the middle of the normal operating zone. I looked at the other cars and none of the cars in front of me were producing any smoke. I was thinking that maybe the car next to me or the truck over there might be producing this foul smell. Maybe one of the other cars on the road had a problem. Now I was on a winding road. The freeway coming up from Santa Cruz is a very twisty road. So one can't really see very far ahead because of the curves in the road. I continued driving. The smell got stronger. And then I came around a corner and I could see a truck that was wafting huge amounts of blue-gray smoke out of its exhaust pipe. There was the culprit. That was the source of that smell. The truck was still running, but it was belching huge amounts of this terrible smelling smoke. I checked to see if the air conditioner was set on recirculate, and it was, but the smell was still getting into the truck. So I decided to pass this offending vehicle. And as soon as I passed that truck, the air quality got much better. The rest of the trip home was uneventful. But that experience really took me back. It reminded me of something that happened when I lived in Cleveland. I spent a lot of years in educational experiences. I was building my credentials, trying to build a good career, and frequently when one is in that educational mode, money is tight. That was very much the situation for me when I lived in Cleveland. I was in an educational program and I didn't really have a real job. I didn't have a good source of income. So money was tight. Now, if money is tight, but you still need a car, you don't have the luxury of buying an expensive new car. No, it is necessary to economize, and I did just that. I bought an old used car, and it was simple enough that I could work on it. Looking back, I would describe that car as a car that usually ran. Now, most of us would prefer a car that always runs, but that one usually ran. It didn't always run. Sometimes it was a little unreliable. Part of the problem was a decision that I made because I wanted an interesting car. So instead of buying a normal car, I bought a Triumph Spitfire. This old British sports car was fairly impractical, but it was simple to work on, parts were available, and I could usually keep it on the road. One day I got to work early in the morning, on time, but I had experienced that same sensation that perhaps the engine was burning itself up. I entertained this idea because of a very strong smell that suggested either burning oil or perhaps burning metal. It was terrible, and again, it was getting stronger and stronger. Now, the Spitfire didn't have a good modern air conditioner. It didn't have any air conditioner. So the air conditioning of the Spitfire was the windows were open. So the air outside the car was the same as the air inside the car in terms of its smell. When I got to work, I parked the car and then I got out and stared at the car. I was sniffing the air around the car to see if perhaps the car was the source of that smell. At one point, I bent over and looked under the car, looking for perhaps some smoke coming out from underneath. When I did that, I didn't see any smoke, and I stood up, and I could see another fellow in the parking lot doing exactly the same thing. Now, he was a friend of mine. He was a coworker, and he was in a very similar situation. That is, finances were tight. He had an old car, and he had smelled the same smell that suggested burning metal. And he too was examining his car, suspecting that the engine was burning up. When we saw each other doing exactly the same thing, we started to realize that the smell was probably not coming from our own cars. With that, I walked toward him and said, "Good morning." I asked him the obvious question. I asked if he had noticed a terrible smell and had suspected that his car was destroying itself on the way to work. He said that's exactly what he suspected. Now, when we were talking, the smell of burning metal was still getting stronger. It was then we realized the problem. We had misinterpreted something that our senses had given us. We recognized a threat that really wasn't a threat. The smell of burning metal was being produced by one of the steel mills in Cleveland. They were doing a pour of molten metal, and it gave off metallic fumes, but we were not familiar enough with that locale to know that. So we misinterpreted the smell as suggesting a threat to us, to our finances. Today, when I drove past that dilapidated old truck wafting huge amounts of smelly smoke, I was very amused that I remembered that same kind of experience decades ago in Cleveland. I invite comments below, and if you like videos like this, be sure to click on this one next. See you soon.